Ask and you shall receive. Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Sydney. I'm 1/3 of Soulmates. If you're new here, make sure you go like and subscribe for more engine logs and other K-pop videos. But if you saw my last story time, you know that I told you guys about seeing ENHYPEN's Heeseung and Nikki on the streets of Seoul right before I left Korea. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to do that well because like I did use a little bit of a clickbaity title, sorry, but like I don't know, I wasn't really expecting like that many people to see it, and some of you guys asked for more ENHYPEN story times, and I told you that I was going to send off this tour, so I knew I would have more stories. And obviously I'm here today in my Walk the Line jersey, brand new, the day after the concert, to spill the tea for you. I'm gonna give tips and like tricks for anyone that has like meet and greet coming up too, but I'm also just gonna tell you guys the story and what happened. Allie and I did vlog together, so we're gonna have another full video coming out with like all of our stuff from the concert and pictures and videos from sendoff and just all of that and our time together. We had so much fun, but I'm kind of just gonna be breaking it down for you in this video because I feel like we didn't talk like as much and we were so excited and we were freaking out. We couldn't even remember what happened in sendoff, but I've taken the time to watch back my videos so I can remind myself of everything that I said to them, and I'm gonna be talking about it with you today. So I'm just gonna start like right at the sendoff portion because the concert is like the concert. I feel like a lot of people know how that goes, and we're gonna have a vlog coming out for you. But basically, right after the concert ended, they made us all go to a seated section in the 100s, and you could just sit in any row that you wanted to. And we basically just had to wait until they were ready to take us to the send-off area. So we were waiting for quite a long time. So that brings me to my first tip. If you have send-off and you're like me and you have a tiny bladder and you know you need to go to the bathroom, I would try to like ask the people around you to hold your spot right after, or maybe not right after, but right before the concert starts. So between sound check and the concert, like if you don't have a seated, if it's general admission, ask the girlies around you if they can hold your spot for you so you can go get water and use the bathroom and do what you need to do, because you 99% will not be able to do it between the show and send off. We just had to like sit down and wait for further instructions basically. Luckily, everyone was very nice around us. They were very sweet. We all took turns going, so it was perfect. But we were basically just sitting there. Allie and I kind of like, when we walked up, we were just like, I don't know, do you care where we sit? No, let's just go in the middle somewhere. And the staff was kind of just like, told us to go to the end of the row, like leading people in. So we went and sat down. There was one girl next to me. Otherwise, we were on the end of the row. And then after a while, a guy came and gave instructions, and then we waited even longer, and then he came back and started leading rows up. And the entire time leading up to send off, like I just had this crazy feeling that we were gonna be like the first row pulled, or like we were gonna have a really good spot and like behind barricade, and it was all gonna work out and it would be fine. So I really wasn't that stressed until the guy came down, stopped right at the row behind us and was like, okay, stand up, like you guys are first to go. And it scared the shit out of me because I was turned this way to Allie talking, and then he came up from behind, and at first I literally thought he was talking to our row until I turned around and saw it was the one behind us. And like immediately I just feel like my stomach dropped because I just knew that if he chose a row that was right next to us, like we were not going to be going anytime soon, because if they were going to do a random and stagger it, like I just knew it wouldn't make sense for him to be like, okay, you, then you, like all right in a row. And sure enough, I was right. He like goes back up, goes back down. He's walking just like back and forth, choosing different rows to go. Every single person he tells to stand up, like I start getting more and more anxious. Like my leg is shaking. I'm playing with my necklace. I'm looking at him like, please. Like I'm not trying to be a pygmy. I was literally just like getting so anxious and stressed about it that I felt like I was about to cry, because I have never done send off for ENHYPEN before. I have never met them in that setting or whatever. I don't know when the next time I would be able to would be, because the tickets are so expensive. Like you never know where or like when they're gonna come and where they'll tour, and it's also so hard to buy tickets. Like even if you have the money, even if you know that you can go, like that doesn't mean you're guaranteed a VIP one. So I was like, this is like my chance, like it has to work out. So I was like about to cry. I was like, I don't know what to do. I was getting stressed. I was looking at Allie's like, I'm not gonna look at him. Like we're gonna get to, like, it's fine, like, I'm just not gonna look at him, maybe that'll work. And I was like, sir, please, like, pick us. I didn't say anything, but I was just like looking at him. I was like, and then I think it worked because I feel like I felt him, like, anytime he walked past us looking at me, and then he finally came over and he chose our row and he's like, all right, like, you guys can go. And I was like, thank you. I literally walked by him. I was like, thank you so much. And then, like, we just went up and into the send-off area, which was like in the hallway of the arena. Then they started coming out, and it was Heeseung and Nikki first. So Allie's two biases, because we asked the man, we were like, who do you see? And he was like, I see blonde. We're like, girl, which one? And then he was like, oh wait, they're both blonde. And so Allie and I just looked at each other. I'm like, oh my God, Heeseung is like right there. My phone, I had it open on the camera and screen recording. The camera app just like closed and crashed. And then it said it wasn't screen recording either. So I was sitting there trying to get the camera app open. I'm like, I don't even care if it's recording, but I wanted to ask him for a picture and I can't ask him for that if my camera's not even open. So I'm trying to fix it. And then he's right here. And so I just already have my photo cards out, like, to sign anyways. Like, my priority was to get a picture and to talk to them, and then like photo cards I just had in case, but I wasn't really worried about getting them signed. So I was just holding it out, and then he stopped and like signed it because he saw it. And so I spoke to Heeseung in Korean and I just said thank you, and like, you did a really good job today. And then I tried to ask him for a picture, but like my phone was still being crazy and he had already kind of moved past me at that point. And then Allie tried to talk to him too, but the security guards were told to like make sure we don't push over the barricades. So they were all like holding on to it at different spots, and there happened to be a guy right in front of us. And right before the members came, I asked him if he would be able to move like out of the way just when they came. I was like, I totally understand, like, it's your job. And I was just like, is it just like possible, like, just when they come, like, just take a step back, or so just so we can take pictures with them? And he was like, yeah, but like when Heeseung came, like, he didn't really like fully move. He kind of just slid over, so he was in front of Allie. So like when Allie was trying to like talk to Heeseung and like ask for a picture, and like she wanted to ask him like who he mains in League because she plays League, and he kind of just like didn't hear because he was like going around the security guard at the same time. So neither of us got a picture with him, but we both got our photo cards signed. And I told him that he did a good job today, and he said thank you. And he was literally so handsome, but way shorter in person. They were all, I'm going to get into it with each member, but you guys, I think Heeseung is like 5'10" at the most. And that I feel like is even being generous, because they were all wearing really thick shoes. I was wearing completely flat Adidas, and we were not standing on any type of platform. So we were on like a level ground, and they were wearing taller shoes. And I was like, no way Heeseung is that short. Like, there's no way. Not that he was like short, but I'm like 5'6.5", and he did not feel that much taller than me, and he was wearing big shoes. So I was like, okay, interesting. And then he went, and Nikki was right behind him. And so Nikki like came up pretty fast, and I had his photo card out, but he didn't sign it at all. But I was like, Nikki, can we take a picture? And then he was so cute. He like leaned all the way back like this and took a picture with me. So we were right next to each other, and then like came up, and he was just so handsome. It was weird because we all know that Nikki's cute and that Nikki is like handsome. Like, he's got a pretty face. You can't deny that. But I literally said to Allie after, I was like, he doesn't look like him. And I couldn't figure out what it was. But the more I think about it, I think it's literally that, well, one, it's like his bleached eyebrows and bleached hair right now. But I feel like when they put them in makeup and style them and editing pictures and things like that, and just like with stage lights, it like can make him look older than he is. But when he was in front of me, I was like, this is like a 19-year-old kid. Like, this is my son. This is my son. This is my baby. And I think it was that. Like, his skin was just so perfect. I was like, yeah, that's a teenager. That's a teen for sure. Like, he was just looked so young and youthful and glowing and just so sweet. And he did his little smirk. We need to take him a picture. Okay, I'm not Nikki. We don't need to do this. Anyways, he was very nice. And he didn't sign my photo card, and low-key, I think it was because I had his baby photo card. So one, he probably didn't even realize it was him, like himself. And two, he was probably like, girl, I'm not signing that. Fuck you. Not actually, he's very nice. He would not do that. But like, I had his, like, from the first NG Bong, I had those photo cards with me. So he didn't sign my photo card, but it was fine. I took a picture together, and he was very nice. I think I also told him he did a good job today. And then he was like already like past, like they were moving really fast. And then that is when I freaked out because the security guard was like, oh, there's more coming. And I said, what? Who? What do they look like right now? And we were like trying to be like, what are their hair colors? Like that was how we were trying to get information from this man. But it was hard after that because everybody else has like brown or black hair. And I had thrown my box of photo cards on the ground. I only had Nikki and Heeseung's out. So I had to grab my box, like get all my other PCs out, like rearrange, make sure my phone was still recording, and then like try to figure out who's coming next. Also, I forgot to say that Nikki definitely is the tallest, but again, I was like probably like 6 foot at the most. He did feel tall, but him and Heeseung did not feel as tall as they felt when I passed them on the streets of Seoul. Like at that point, I was like, oh my God, they're giants. But then when we were face to face and that close, I was like, wait, they're kind of just like regular height. Like they didn't feel that tall anymore. And I think the security guard was like, oh, I'm like 6'2", and he like felt shorter than me, but maybe not that much shorter. So I would say like probably like 6 foot. Next comes Jay and Jake. And so immediately I'm like, okay, this is chill. This is easy because like, I don't have to worry about any Korean. Like, not that I did to begin with, like I could have just spoken English the whole time, but like I wanted to speak Korean for the members that like didn't know English as well. Cause I just feel like it's like more comfortable. And so Jake and Jay come, I'm like, okay, this is easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Like we've got this, it's fine. And so Jay comes up and I'm immediately like, Jay, like, and so I say, Jay, can we take a picture? Like, you were amazing tonight. And he says, thank you. And then he like comes in for the selfie. He gives me a little thumbs up. He was so handsome up close. I can't even describe it. I love Jay. And then immediately after we take the picture, I'm like, you are incredible. Like, we love helium and you are so gorgeous. And he was like, thank you, thank you. Like, he got so shy and it was so cute. That's all I wanted. That was my number one thing. I kept joking. I was like, I need to tell Jay that he's hot. Like, I'm telling Jay that he's hot and that he's like very talented, like, and that's my tea. And I did that. I said, we love helium and you're gorgeous. And I got the little blush out of him, and that's all that I needed in my life. And then like Allie like told him too, like that he was like gorgeous and like our friend Henry loves you. You guys know Henry. He was not here sadly, but he was here in spirit because Allie said, Jay, Henry loves you. And he just like kept like saying like thank you and his I love Jay. And then we were like, we love you, Jay, we love you. And he's like, thank you. And he like went like to the next people. Immediately after Jay comes, like Allie is still freaking out. She doesn't even realize Jake is right here. So like when I start talking to Jake, Allie is still like trying to like figure out like what is going on, I guess. And like as soon as he comes up, I'm like, Jake, like you were amazing tonight. Like you're incredible. Like, and he was like, oh, like thank you. I hope you guys had fun. And we're like, we did. And I'm like, can we take a picture? But can you hold it because it's a Samsung? Because I was talking to girls before the show, and they said, and like I saw this in New York too. I felt like that they were like able to hold phones. Maybe that's not true, but like last tour they were able to hold phones. It just couldn't be an iPhone. And like another girl told me that before the show. They were like, yeah, if you have a Samsung, like they can hold it, but if it's not Samsung, they can't. And so I had borrowed one from like my mom's friend, and I was like, well, I have a Samsung. I would rather they hold the phone for the pictures. So like, I'm just going to use that. But I didn't ask anyone else before that because I was still like nervous. But then when like Jake came, I was more calm, and I was like, it's so bad. When you guys see the video, you're literally going to cringe because I cringed at myself. I was being pick me. I wasn't trying to, but I was being pick me. I literally gave him puppy dog. I was like, Jay, can you hold the camera? Because it's a Samsung. Ew. Ew. For a man. The man is Jake, so it's fine. But whatever. So I asked him, and then at first he was like, oh, I can't. And then I was like, oh, you can't. And then he was just like, oh, like really quick. And he like got closer to me, and he grabbed the phone, and he tried to take the picture really fast. And he like kind of did, but then his manager literally snatched it out of his hand. I was like, no. Like you have to hold it. And so he like gave it back to me. He's like, I'm sorry. I was like, no, it's okay. Like I can take it. Because I didn't realize it was like that big of a deal. Like he took my phone, so I thought it was gonna be okay. But then his manager was like, no, absolutely not. And so I took it back, and then he took a picture with me, and he like said sorry, and I was like, no, it's okay, like thank you so much. And then Allie was like, we have a YouTube channel. I was like, girl, it's like, yes, we do have a YouTube channel, but I was like, let me provide more information. So she's like, Jake, we have a YouTube channel. And I was like, yeah, like we make engine logs. And he's like, oh, like really engine logs? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, oh, like what's the name? And so we told it to him and he's like, soul makes? And like, no, like soul like mates. And he's like, oh, like I thought you were saying like, okay, like I don't know what he meant, but I think he just thought we were saying something else. And he's like, okay, like I'll check it out. I think actually after that is when he said like, I hope you guys had fun tonight, but whatever. Same conversation, different order. But he said he was going to check it out. So we already thought Jake knew us. Maybe he didn't, maybe he did. But if he didn't, he knows now. Hi, Jake. Hope you're watching this. Love you so much. Miss you already. Thank you for stopping talking to us. But it was really cute because like Allie like talks like really fast and it's obviously loud in there. And so like when she was like telling the channel, she was like soul, like SEO, like UL, like mates. And like he was like, what? Like soul makes. And he like leaned in literally so close to me again. Oh my God, I totally forgot. Also, when we took our picture together, like when I had to take the phone back, he literally leaned and put his head right next to my head. And I was like, it's worth getting told off by his manager for us to lean our heads together. It was so cute. And then when he was trying to like hear our channel name, he leaned really close again and like, I can't. He was all up in my business and I loved every second of it. He also, I just like noticed him talking to other people and like when he was talking with us, I feel like Jake is like very good at the whole send-off thing. He was just like, he makes everybody feel special and it was very sweet and that stood out to me. But again, Jay and Jake, very similar heights to me and short. I'm not trying to call them out. Jake, if you're watching this, skip this part. Sorry. But like they were wearing shoes like this thick. And I swear to God, like they were the same height as me. Maybe the tiniest bit taller. And like with their shoes on, maybe they were 5'8" or 5'9". So with the shoes off, girl, that's a 5'6" man. And Jay has literally said before that their official heights aren't real. So he called them out too. But I was like, oh, maybe they're taller than it says, which I don't know why I would think that. That's a 5'6" man, 5'7" at the most. Like it was crazy. I was like, there's no way they're this tiny, but it was so cute. Like their pocket size. Get in my pocket right now. My dogs are here. They also want to know about ENHYPEN. So after that, all hell broke loose because it was time for my biases. And it was so crazy because we were literally talking about our perfect order the night before. And we said, as long as our biases like collectively are not next to each other. So like Heeseung and Nikki, not next to each other. Jungwon and Sunghoon, not next to each other. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? It's because we spoke it out into existence that's how it worked out. But next was Sunghoon. Immediately when I figured out that he was the next one, I like freaked out, lost all train of thought. Like I didn't know what to do because he's so... Girl! Sorry, she also got excited for Sunghoon. She's jealous. Immediately when I figured out that he was next, I freaked out because I was like, I don't know how, especially after seeing him that close during the concert. Like I have seen him very close before, but something about last night, and like he is literally my bias. Like it's not like this is a new thing, but like last night I was just looking at him every time that they came down to the end stage, even when they were on the front stage and they were on the big screen. I was like, he's the most handsome person I've ever seen in my life. Like he's perfect and I love him. And so I freaked out when I saw that he was next, but I said I need to keep it cool and keep it calm. And so he came over and like I spoke to him in Korean and I said that he did a really good job today. And I asked him to take a picture. And like when I first spoke in Korean, he was like, oh. And I said, oh. And I blacked out when that happened. I don't remember it happened, but when I watched my video, I heard it. And it was like that, like kind of like surprise, like, oh. And I was like, yes, king, for you. I do it all for you. And then, yeah, we took our picture together. Sorry, guys, she wants me to pet her. He was also like tall. Again, maybe like not as tall as I thought he would be, but I would say the same for him as Heeseung, like probably like around 5'10". Because again, he was wearing like pretty big shoes too. So I would say like 5'10"-ish. But he was the most beautiful person face to face that I've ever seen in my life. And he was just so like calm. I don't even know how to explain it. He was just very sweet and respectful. Like watching him with other people, it was just very cute. The whole like just his vibe, overall vibe was like a calming presence, even though I was so nervous because he's so gorgeous. Like he just has that sweet boy aura, I guess. And so like we took our picture together and he said, thank you. in Korean. He said, "감사합니다." I was like, oh my God. That was also, again, that was my only goal for Sunghoon. I was like, I just want to speak Korean to him and like make him feel comfortable. I'm not trying to say that he doesn't understand English at all, but like I know out of all the members, obviously, like he struggles with that more than others. I just want to make him comfy and just like have a cute little time with him. And so he was very sweet and like he said thank you. And then he like talked to Allie and I was like, Sunghoon 사랑해. I love you. And he just like said like thank you and he like kept going. And then when he was like talking to other girls, I was just sitting on the barricade. I was like, I love you, Sunghoon, I love you. I was like on Allie. Like, I love him so much. And then Jungwon is coming from the other side. So I have to control myself. And Jungwon came over and I asked him to take a picture and I was like, you did so good. Like, and he was so cute. And he literally, when he took my picture with me, he just like leaned in really close to the camera and did one of these. And it was the cutest thing ever. I don't look that cute in the picture, but I loved it. I love him. He got so up close and he did you guys will see the pics. You'll see them. But that made me very happy and he was really sweet. I do regret, I wanted to tell Jungwon that he's my little star because he is my little star, but I blacked out when he was in front of me and he was so cute. But like when I asked him to take a picture, I asked him in Korean and then he was like, oh, like, okay. And it was really cute. We took our picture and then like Allie asked him the same thing and she said it in Korean. He was like, oh, selfie, okay. And I literally, like every time, because she was holding hers horizontal, so when she tried to take her pictures, I was trying to move out of the way because I like already took my selfies with them. Like I didn't want to be that person that's like, oh, let me get another one. Like that's my friend. So I was trying to move out of the way, but also trying to watch their interaction at the same time. So you can literally just see me like in her video. Like he goes, oh, selfie, okay. And I'm like, ah. Like, and I'm literally in the background of her picture like this, like halfway behind her face like this. Because I was just I thought he was so cute. And I like said like, oh, cute. He's so cute. And I was like, Jungwon, I love you. And he like kept going and it was really sweet. And then Sunoo was last and that made us both happy because we were like, okay, this is another like, Sunoo's like bestie tea. That's besties. So it was very like, oh, we can have a calm, like fun, cutesy last one to close out send off. It did not go like that. It did, but it didn't. Let me explain. So me and Allie had literally been watching the send-off videos from New York and laughing because we noticed that Sunoo's manager was like manhandling him down the line. And like, I mean, not in like an aggressive way or anything, but we just thought it was funny because he had his hand cupped around Sunoo's waist and we were like joking like, oh, because his body is tea, like he wanted to hold his waist, we get it. Like after those pictures of him on stage in New York where his shirt came up, like you all get it too, we know. And so we were just joking about it, but then seeing it in front of us, like it was so weird, like seeing it in person. I'm not like saying any of this for like tea or shade to Sunoo, like he was so cute, but it was just a very like strange experience, I guess, because it was so different than all the other members that had come before him. So like his manager was holding him around the waist, like tightly, like holding him into his side the whole way down the barricade and like dragging him along. And so when he got to the girls like before us, like there was quite a lot of them and they were asking for a lot of things. Like they were asking for like selfies and signs and then being like, can you pose for a Polaroid? So it was like a lot of like different things at once. Before he even got to us, his manager took my photo card and just was holding it in front of his face until he signed it because like all those girls kept asking for so many things. So he was like stood there for a second, like trying to take pictures and like sign stuff. And so his manager like holds his photo card in front of his face until he signs it and then gives it back to me. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then just starts dragging him along. And like he kind of stopped like right in front of Allie and I to sign like more photo cards. But we were like asking him to take pictures. He was like, just like the whole time, but it wasn't like, it felt like he wasn't like processing like anything that people were saying. And I don't think that's on him. Like it was like really chaotic and a lot was happening, but it was just very like, I didn't know what was going on. I was so confused because like his manager was dragging him along. It almost felt like he was just like walking down like princess style, like waving at people as his manager just like pulls him, like not even like having like full interactions, which like I know some people did get like to talk to him and things like that. But like I I don't know what was going on. And so his manager pulled him past us. And then we were like, okay, you know what? Let's just turn around. Like, Allie's like, let's just take a photo of us this way. So we turn around and take a selfie with him in the background. And it's actually so funny. It's going to be my new lock screen. Like, it's hilarious. I don't even care, like, that we didn't get a selfie with him because I thought that was so funny. And, like, he was just so cute. And he sent our photo cards. He was really sweet. So, like, I wasn't mad about it. I just thought it was like, I was like, what is happening? Why is he getting dragged along? And then the girl on the other side of me tried to call him back again, I think like to take a Polaroid or something. And like, as soon as like, cause she was like yelling like, Sunoo, Sunoo, Sunoo. And like, when he heard his name, he was just like turn and like try to come back. And he was like yes, like, and try to walk over, and his manager was like, no, and just like pulled him away again. If I had to guess anything, I would say that like maybe he gets overwhelmed with a lot of people like asking him for stuff at once, and then especially like asking him for things in another language or maybe even multiple languages because people travel for concerts. And like maybe he was going too slow before, and so they made the executive decision for him to have an escort. But like none of the other members were getting dragged along like that. Like if they took too long in one space, their manager might kind of tell them to like hurry along or like kind of like tap their shoulder or something. But nobody was getting like princess carried down the line and like having photo cards like handed to them in front of their eyes until they signed it. Like it was just, I don't know why like they were doing that. I don't know. I guess maybe he just gets easily distracted. That was like the interaction where I was like, it feels like a celebrity. It was like, it felt like I like should not like be in the same room as him because he's too famous for me. Like he's got his whole personal handler with him, his assistant, like taking him along the room. It was like wild, but he was very cute when he came back. And he like blew kisses and everybody was chanting his name and he was giving little hearts. And I was like, that's my diva. Sorry for the way this audio is about to be. My dogs are going crazy right now. But again, like very short, like same as like Jungwon. Like, oh, I don't even know if I said Jungwon. Jungwon was maybe like a little bit taller than me. But again, like a 5'7", 5'8" man. Like he was not that tall and his shoes were this big. So I don't even know if I would say 5'7", 5'8", because he was a little bit taller than I felt like Jake and Jay were, but his shoes were this big. You can look at the videos from Soundcheck. He was wearing the same shoes. They were massive. And then Sunoo felt like a similar height. He didn't feel very tall. So they're all 5'7". I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm sorry to be the one to break the news. We didn't realize at the time, like we just stopped at a random spot, but we like kind of were right before where the door that they exited was, because where they went out wasn't like all the way down where they came in from, but it was kind of like just past us. And so like when Heeseung came, we weren't ready because we didn't know they were exiting that way. So we have like literally no videos of Heeseung. But then Nikki came and everybody started chanting his name and he turned around like right a little bit past us and blew a kiss like right at us and then like walked away. And it was so cute. We have it on video. Kisses from Nikki. Jake and Jay and everybody came. Same Jay blew a kiss at us. Jungwon, everybody was chanting his name again. He stopped right in front of us. He was like, okay, like as in you guys can stop, I guess. And when Sunghoon came by, he literally was locked eyes with me as like a turn. Like when he was walking, we were locking eyes. And I will never forget it because his eyes are so gorgeous and so like dark. I felt like he was staring into my soul. So that was crazy. And then Sunoo left and he was being sweetie diva, giving the hearts. He was absolutely serving. I loved every second of it. Or the security guard that was in front of us was like, he's my favorite. He's so cute. And we were like, I know, King, I know. Overall, it was just a really fun and a very cute experience. I would say to close it out, my tips for send off, again, like after anything I said earlier, but like as far as like getting in there and like how it actually goes down, be prepared, know what you want to do, know what your priority is, and ask for that first. So if your priority is talking to them, talk to them first. If it's taking a picture, ask for the picture first. If it's getting something signed, ask for the signature first. Like decide your number one priority, like what you are gonna, like what is gonna make you feel like yes, like this is what I want about tonight, like it's worth the $1 million I spent, like whatever is going to give you that feeling the strongest, make that your priority. Ask for that first because it does go by faster than you expect. Be prepared, be ready. So have your camera open, be either on video or screen recording. Like if you're going to take pictures, be ready for that. Have your photo cards out if you want them signed, and as soon as you find out what member is next, put that member on the top and just hold it out because either they will grab it or a manager will grab it. You might have to like direct them to it if that's your priority, be like, hey, can you sign this? Because like they have a lot going on. They might not see it at first, but holding it out is like the best way to be. Make sure they are unsleeved. Make sure there's not a sleeve on them because then they will sign the sleeve and that will be bad. I literally took the sleeves off of all of them. I thought Jake somehow I missed, still had a sleeve on it. And thank God he didn't sign it because I would have been so upset to find out that it was just the sleeve. And because I forgot to take it off and I was dumb, but it was fine. Like that wasn't my priority, so it didn't matter. It was okay. But other than that, like my tip is just have fun. Try to stay as calm as possible. Have fun with the friends around you. Like work together if you want to take group pictures or anything like that, because it will just make it feel easier if you can stay as calm as you can, and it'll be easier to speak to them. I also honestly would say like to have an idea of what you want to say to every member, but understand that in the moment you might totally forget or you might decide that it doesn't matter anymore, and that's okay too. But if you go in totally blind and like just thinking you're gonna wing it, then you're probably gonna freak out even more in the moment. So I would say have some kind of idea of like what you want the experience to be so that you feel more prepared, and just have fun and be nice to our boys. Don't break any of the rules. Enjoy your send-off experience and tell me if you guys do have send-off, and if you meet them, I want to hear all your stories. So let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more of my pictures and videos from the concert and from send-off and see all of my selfies with the members, you can go follow me on Instagram. It'll be in the description below. If you follow me and you have pictures of meeting them too, girl, send me them. I'll follow you back. I want to see as well. Let's all be mutuals. So go to my Instagram. My dogs are being crazier, so it's time for me to go. But that was the story that I want to tell you guys today. Like I said, we're going to have a full concert and send-off vlog coming soon, so make sure you look out for that. I'm sorry that it's been so long since I've seen you. I started a new job. Things have been really chaotic. And like, honestly, not living in Korea anymore, there's a lot of times where I'm like, what do I even film for you that you want to see? Because I'm not going, like, I'm still going to a lot of K-pop events and concerts, but they're way more spread out than they used to be when I was in Korea because people don't come here as often. So I'm always like, what do I film for you guys that you would actually want to watch? So I'm sorry that it's been a long time. I have missed you guys. I'm glad that I got to sit down and film this video today, and I hope you enjoyed it and found it somewhat helpful. I'm apparently gonna go now. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your week and stay soulmates. If you're Jake, hi, I love you. Thanks for watching.